coming up in the Nationwide Series race.
And it was a terrific qualifying last night. Marcus Ambrose just edging Jacques Villeneuve for the pole position. So it'll be Ambrose and Jacques Villeneuve on the front row for the Nationwide. Todd?
Somebody else looking to make an impression in that Nationwide race a little bit later on is Andrew Ranger. We saw him run right up front with the leaders last year, and he's looking to have just as good a race here today as he is in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series event. Told me the biggest difference that he's having with the double duty this weekend is the brakes and the handling of the cars. They are much heavier stock cars in the Nationwide Series. They're much more sophisticated and much more effective braking systems on those Nationwide cars as well. That's the difficulty that he's had going back and forth this weekend. Hasn't proved to be a big problem so far in this one. He's been able to maintain his lead out in front. We'll see if it does have an effect later on today and in the last couple of laps of this race.
Well, there we are. We're back to that same story. It seems like we beat it to death about brakes, but you know, Marie-Eve Defoe, who's making just her second start, was saying from her much lighter drives in both Ford and Mazda and BMW, she learned here that you just can't hit the brakes as you might with a road car. Billy, you have to actually blip them a little bit to get the fluid going.
You'll see the real good road racers as they're going down the straightaway down to the braking zone, and they'll give the pedal just 2 or maybe 3 quick little touches to make sure the pistons are pushed all the way around. So when you get on the brake pedal, the fluid's there and ready, and everything's going to happen when you want to step in the pedal. What she was experiencing, she's hitting the pedal the first time, and the pedal's traveling about halfway down.
And the lights have gone out on the pace car, meaning we will have the green, white, checkered flag. 2 laps to go when we get restarted.
And this is going to get good. I mean, the drivers now are going to be at their peak. Billy, what are the crews saying to the drivers in your car? I mean, you got a green, white checker. This is for all the marbles. What are they telling them?
Well, right now it's all about get the tires clean. You got to have a good start. Right now with all the worn rubber laying around the racetrack, these hot tires pick them cold marbles up. And if you jump on the gas with them on there, they just spin. So right now you see these guys wiggling back and forth. That's what they're doing. The crew chief saying, clean the tires. Be ready. Be on your game. Shut everything off. It's time to go. You don't need any fans. You don't need anything. Just make sure when the green flag comes out, you don't miss a shift. Get it done clean. That's where you're going to get to the front.
And I'm sure one of the things the crews are telling their drivers, like we've been just told, you're going to get one shot at this, fellas. This is a timed race now at 75 minutes. So they'll get one chance at the green-white checker, and if they don't, we'll see the checkered flag or a yellow come out, and they'll just take the yellow to the finish line. Todd?
Well, they just told Jason Bowles on the radio, go get it. This is your chance. We don't need this car for a while. This is your opportunity to get the win.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. We'll just see how much of a gentleman he is. Billy, you think he's all top hat and tails, don't you?
Well, boy, I do. But when the crew chief and the car owner stands up on top of the pit box and says, go, you got to do what you're told. You're a paid driver, so do what you got to do to win this race, and this is going to get good.
So it's Ranger, Bowles, Thompson Jr., Lapsevich, Robin, Buck, Steckley, your top 6 as they make their way up this nearly half-mile back straight.
I mean, this is great right now. Points are out the window for these top 2 drivers. They don't have to think about points racing whatsoever. All they are chasing is race victories, and it could be either one of them. Both very, very talented road race drivers. We've talked about it all afternoon. Will it be Andrew Ranger or will it be Jason Bowles?
The car that may be interesting here as he goes by right there, the number 4 of Don Thompson Jr., who currently is in 5th place in the points, stands to have a pretty good day. Look at the crowd. They're coming to their feet. As we are ready to go racing, it'll be green, white, checker, if they can make it clean. And once again, leading them and jumping. Great jump again, Andrew Ranger.
Jason Bowles is sleeping the switch as the green came out.
Don Thompson Jr. spun the wheels. Huge, like I was talking about. Now Bowles has got to play catch-up.
But does he have enough? We've seen time and time again that Andrew Ranger is able to open that gap through the first 3/4 of the lap. Where it counts is turn number 1 and possibly the Dodge hairpin.
Steckley making a move on the inside of the 66 of Robin Buck. He did not get the job done this time.
Well, you know Buck is going to be aggressive in that Ford Fusion. We saw it at Toronto earlier this season. He tried to push passes in the dying minutes of a race. Will he do it here in Montreal? He has the opportunity.
Once again, Andrew has pulled it out just a little bit as Steckley settles in behind now Robin Buck. So it is Ranger, Bowles, Thompson Jr., Buck, Lapsevich.
Well, Steckley, he doesn't want a repeat of the last time he was here. He ended up upside down in the closing laps.
And in fact, Steckley has gotten by Lapcevich and moved up into the number 5 spot behind Robin Buck.
Now, Jason Hathaway having a great run there in the Rockstar Energy Snap-on Dodge, the 3-car, all the way up inside the top 10 as Bowles has to defend the 4-car. Thompson's all over.
Thompson looking maybe at that inside, outside, inside move, but it was well protected by Bowles.
Kerry Mix getting very aggressive now. He just picked up another spot.
And Kerry Mix now on the back bumper of that 3-car of Hathaway as they head down this big, long straightaway.
04 of Dumoulin, he's getting racy as well.
They're pushing. They're not taking it easy anymore. You saw Rangers skidding side to side as they got hard on the brakes, and here they come. Bowles just a little bit outside striking distance.
White flag is out. One more lap in the NAPA Autopro 100, and it is Andrew Ranger, the pole sitter, who leads them through the Senna S.
So interesting to see that car work. The 27, you saw the rear tire almost come up under braking as Andrew Ranger continues to try and squeeze that car for all it's worth.
Oh boy,
Don Thompson Jr. just right after it, Vic. He was down in there all shades of crooked trying to get up to the back of Bowles.
Steckley up to the back of Buck towards the tail of his line as well. But look at this snake just weaving through these corners. Going into the last hairpin, there will be contact. Just where?
Yeah.
Where and when? Here we go, boys. Down in here, great passing zone coming up. Lapcevich is there, but I don't think he's going to get close enough to take a shot at him.
Under the bridge coming into turns 8, 9. This is where we just had the recent caution. We're on the final lap here in Montreal. It continues to be Andrew Ranger, followed by Jason Bowles, Don Thompson Jr., and Jeff Lapcevich.
Bowles is close, but can he make a move? He's going down on the inside. Hard on the brakes. They're going to touch.
He does. He
Bowles
punts him
bump and run. Here we go.
Has punt him out of the way, and now Jason Bowles will continue on.
And Lapcevich is stopped coming off of turn number 10. Bowles down the straightaway for the final time. Ranger's in tow, but he might be too far behind.
Jason Bowles out of Ontario, California. He was third. He was second. Now trying for the win. Here comes Ranger. Is he going to punt him? Is he going to punt him?
He will.
Oh, he gets right underneath.
Bowles up to the wall. Ranger's going to go out to the win.
Ranger is going to grab it as Bowles will hit the wall of champions. Andrew Ranger in a dramatic and wild finish here in Montreal. And listen to the crowd.
Don Thompson Jr. will come home in second as Ranger pumps that fist.
Oh, the homeboys certainly getting the support of the crowd. That young fellow right there did a nice job of the maneuver. The little bump and run. He didn't wreck him. He just moved him up a little bit. Ranger come back and stops him head first in the fence.
Well, he got right under his rear bumper, actually lifted him off the ground. Andrew Ranger. What a day.
One was a bump and run, and the other was a little bit more than a bump. It looked like the 27 car used the 11 as brakes. And unfortunately for Jason Bowles, he dove so hard into that Dodge hairpin and held it. Just touched the 27 enough to move him. And then Andrew Ranger came back hard.
Now it'll be interesting to see as Ranger gives the fans the thumbs up. I wonder what kind of thumb Jason Bowles and what kind of finger he just might give to our winner here in Andrew Ranger as he goes by in that chicane.
Yeah, he may give him a wave. He just might not use all fingers.
Oh, he'll certainly be number one, that's for sure. But the Racing with Rusty.com Dodge did a great job today. The young fella put the small bump and run on him, and then he got the big wreck job from Andrew Ranger.
Unfortunate for Jason Bowles as he ran such a great race inside the top 3 all day long, and he ends up with a pretty torn up race car, and unfortunately for him, nothing to show for it.
And what that does too is move Don Thompson Jr. up into second place, so it's a great point day for Don Thompson Jr. as the crowd acknowledges Andrew Ranger. What a finish as he comes wide through the Dodge hairpin. Look at this.
Listen.
To the delight of a huge crowd around Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and especially at the Dodge hairpin, Andrew Ranger.